Hey, this is Gene. Hopefully, the thing I did after the game will process and be uploaded. It's just sitting there. So let me do this real quick. Um, and it's been like, what, 30, 40 minutes after the game, 50, I don't know. Uh, Not deserved. Certainly not 3-1. I think that we were valued to at least get a draw that game. And still, I'm looking at the photos and the video. I still don't understand why Garnacho was not onside there. I'm not going to say we just still would have won the game if he scores there. We still have about 10 more minutes left. It's possible they could have scored to to tie us, but I thought we played pretty well after the first 20 minutes. But we also had a game plan to basically take out their style of play. Um, so we kind of like sucked them out, and then Marcus scored, and then Erickson just didn't really follow Odegaard, and he scored it. And then after that, I thought we played really well in the first half, and then we played really well in the second half. They had one chance with Saka before they had the two goals at the end. After that, they didn't do anything, and we had a goal that was disallowed. They dived twice to get penalties, got one, but didn't get it at the VAR. Um, the Garnacho scored, but apparently not. I still don't understand it. I was looking at it now. They said they were looking at his shoulder, and it's compared to Garnacho's feet, but his head was above his shoulder, was actually further toward the goal. I don't understand how we didn't get the goal there. Great game. A great move. Uh, Hoyland, there was a back heel to Casemiro, and he just put him through. And then Garnacho, just great goal. Should have been the game. Wasn't. Then Onana has to do better, even though the ball was deflected. I looked at that. I said, I did the live thing, and I said, I have to look at it again. He's got his entire hand and part of his forearm. He has got to get that ball out. And like I said, if it goes back out in the middle and there's other people there, and they knock it back in and it goes in, you can't stop him or blame him. But he need to stop that. Um, a lot of people say he did really well today, but with the ball on his feet and all that stuff, and how much that is. But he still has to be he's the goalkeeper. He has to make that game that save at the end of the game. So, kind of a bad way to go to an international break. But again, this is the fourth game. We're getting better, better, and better. And I see what we're going to do. We have Rasmus in there and everybody where they're supposed to be. And a player like Apperbat, I think that we're going to be a very, very good team. The players have to buy in and trust Ten Hag, and you're going to see really good results. Probably, I'll say probably after the new year. I think that we're going to go on a nice little run. It doesn't mean we're going to get the top four, because Liverpool is probably going to they're going to get around 90 points probably this year. And we have to play them, of course. I think Newcastle is not really a threat to us, and I don't think that Spurs are going to challenge in the top four. Um, so it's I think Newcastle is going to be doing other things. I think we'll be okay. We were here at the same amount of points last year. We had it with 20 or 76 points, or excuse me, 75. 75 should get us in the top four. We just want to progress, and it doesn't necessarily mean if we go from third to fourth, we still might be progressing if our game is better. I really, really like Hoyland, but again, I think Martial played really well the last 20 minutes, because Arsenal was basically shitting bricks because they knew that we had them on the break. And it's just, they didn't really do much. Like I said, they got the nice little, they had the ball for about a minute and a half and got Saka about six yards out, and he just missed it. Should have scored, didn't. And then Rice, I guess, other than that, they didn't do anything. So Evans needs to do better there, but you can't really blame Evans. Why is he coming in the game at the end of the game? Why do we have him as our backup? We're Manchester United. We should have got the guy that's in Bayern right now, Manier or whatever his name is. We didn't get him. There are other guys we could have got we didn't get, and it's going to be, unfortunately for Mount, I think that he's going to take a lot of blame for this, because I'm trying to figure out where he's going to play in this game on this team now, and he's got the number 7 too. So we might end up selling. Now that Sancho wasn't there and McTominay wasn't there today, so we didn't have. You could have brought in McTominay to come in for, because he does it for Scotland. He could go back there in the back four, not bring in Evans. McTominay would be better at this time in his career than Evans. Again, I don't really blame Evans. I mean, but the fact is that we had the slowest center backs in the Premiership in the back of the game at the end of that game. And I understand why they're trying to do. We got all our big guys got in there so we wouldn't get beat by a header. And what happened is the ball goes over the top and ends up to the guy, and he has it for about 2 seconds before he does anything with it. And yes, does Evans get fouled? Probably, but they're not going to call it there. And I wouldn't want them to call it if it was Manchester United trying to get a goal. So that's on us, as that is. So overall, like I said in my live, hopefully it'll actually upload. I think the only person that has below a 6 is probably Onana. I think Eriksen played fine because Arsenal allowed us to play that way. I don't think he can do that against everybody else, but Arsenal had a lot of respect for us. And I said that before. I think regardless of how good Manchester United is, Arsenal always respect the name of Manchester United, so they won't go crazy. And the only time they go crazy is when they went down and they scored right away. And then all of a sudden we kind of like took over the game again. We just controlled it from there. And then we got it second half. We pretty much controlled it as well. But they have a different gear to go to, and that's something that we have to do. And we saw that a little bit when Rasmus came in, what we could actually be. And I said, as well as I thought that Martial played, especially his last 20 minutes, it's a totally different type of environment, energy that Rashomon gives. So I think we're going to be a lot better after the break. Depends who goes on the break, and I'm assuming that Højlund will go on the break, but he kind of needs game time anyway. Just hope he doesn't get hurt. I have to find out what's going on with Martinez. And Lindelof went off as well. I don't know what happened with him. Guy usually doesn't go off. And you got to give Eriksen credit. In the last 2 games, he's played like 120, like 190, almost 200 minutes. I mean, we're saw a lot of pundits on here saying he can't do it. I'm like, he did it. So it sucks, especially the way it ended. But we've had several things for us at the end of games that we've won. And yes, I was very happy. But I knew as soon as the ball was passed, I thought he was about a half a yard off. So I was celebrating that he scored. And the way that Garnacho looked when he scored, and then he went around, he thought he was off too. But when you actually look at it, I think he was onside, and that's unfortunate. It's millimeters, and it is what it is. So let me go through. I'll probably different than what I said on the live, but I'll just go through my ratings real quick. I think that Ten Hag had the game plan to win, so I give him a 6 out of 10, which is average. Maybe 6.5. I can't blame him for the last 4 goals, especially the last one. You're trying to get the equalizer. Shit like that's going to happen. Doesn't matter between 2 and 1 or 3 and 1 at this point. We had a point with 90 minutes or 90 seconds left in the game, and then that happened. If we get that's another thing. First of all, I don't think Odegaard ball was ever actually deflected. The ball didn't move. They gave him a corner, and then they scored from it. So if it's a goal kick there, the chances is that we go ahead and hold on and get a point. Maybe we do something at the end of the game and we win. Didn't happen. So they scored. All right. Let's talk about the subs. Evans, give him a 5 because he didn't get out there and defend it, and then he got a foot up, and it cost the deflection, and Onana still should have saved it, but he didn't. So got to give him a 5. Maguire, give him a 6. I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he tried. He was using his head, all that stuff. Good for him. Garnacho, 7. Could have been an 8. Could have been the winner, but he played really well while he was in. Højlund, a 7. I see why we bought him. Hopefully he continually improves. And with Amrabat and Casemiro and Bruno, I think the dude is going to be a revelation for us. I really do. So that's all the subs, right? I don't think anybody else came in. I think all the guys who came in. No, okay. The starters, Wan-Bissaka, I gave him a 7. I thought he did pretty well against Martinez. Lindelof, 6.5. Get a yellow, but he had to do what he had to do there. Martinez, a 7 until he got hurt. Hopefully he's fine. I think that he just hurt a little bit, but I think he'll be fine. Hopefully he didn't like fracture or anything. Delo, probably a 7.5. Thought he played really well. And strange they didn't go to Saka much, but even when they did, he pretty much dominated him. So Casemiro, a 6.5, 7, normal. Thought he was very he used his head a lot better this game. Eriksen, other than this little thing he did where he didn't really mark Odegaard, I think he played a really good game, 6.5. Bruno, Industry, 6. Could have been better. Had a couple chances where he could have got guys through. Still, he was a captain. So, I mean, he did what he did. Didn't do as much as he needed to do, unfortunately. Marcus, without the goal, he was good. He was okay. Probably a 5. Before the goal, after the goal, was probably like a 7. 6.5, I guess. He got the goal. Martial, I think is a 6. I think he especially the last 20 minutes while he was still in the game, I thought he started playing well. We actually got the ball to him. He's not the same type player of Rasmus. It's a totally different type of energy and style. So, and he's not really number 9. He can hold on to the ball because we have nobody else that can do that. We need the guys. I mean, what I always continually say this, and I laugh at myself, but I was like, I miss Fellaini so much because he could hold on to the ball once the ball comes down to us in the midfield. And Anthony, I thought he played a very good game, especially on defense. Still need a little bit more from him going forward. Give him a 7. I don't know who I would say is my man of the match. I guess either Delo or I don't know. I think they all played well. Nobody played bad. And I think that after the first 20 minutes, even though that was really by design, I think we pretty much outplayed them. I think it'll be a different game when they come to Old Trafford. I think that they'll try to do more stuff against us. It'll be more open game. And they might actually destroy us, or we might actually, get 3 or 4 goals against them. It'll be a different game because we'll have Rasmus up to speed. And this system that we're doing will be tried and tried and tried. And all I've ever say, yes, we lost 3-1, but each game you do and whatever you're doing, you just continually progress on it, and we've done that, and so I'm okay with that. But that's it. There might be 2 videos about this, but I just want to make sure that this one's out there as well. I hated it. I thought we deserved at least a point out of it. Is 7 better than 6 after 4 games? Probably not. It'll be. We could have been sitting there complaining that we didn't get that goal. But I really would like to see that because, like I said, I think his head was actually further than his shoulder, and I think that leaves Garnacho on the side there. And why? I thought that the Premiership was going to look at making it more advantageous to the offense there, when it's basically millimeters. It makes no sense to me. I think you have to be like well on offside. Like if you have half of your body is offside, I think that's when they should never not allow it. But when it's basically millimeters, it's not gonna cost us the championship. But you never know. This 2 point or this 3 points might do something for Arsenal. Personally, I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're not gonna finish second this year. They have holes. and you'll see. There are going to be teams. I think Brighton will beat them. I think Liverpool's going to beat them. Um, they have holes. We have holes too. The problem is that we have older dudes that we need to replace with younger guys, and we need to have the right type of mentality. And I think we played really well today, and it's unfortunately the final score is not indicative to that. All right, guys, I'm gonna let it go. Hopefully that my other team that's playing tonight, Florida State, will beat LSU. I'm not. We beat them last year. I don't know that we're gonna win against them twice in a row. In fact, I don't think they've ever actually beat us. I probably shouldn't even talk about that. I think we beat them 5 times. So, anyway, yeah. Well, anyway, my question is, will I be able to watch it? That's the one. I still have a problem watching them because I get so much stress because it's, this is since I was like 6 years old. My fandom of Florida State and how many times they fucked me up over the years and taken away championships by doing stupid shit. I always could fall back on Manchester United because I knew they were going to win the Premiership. But um, later in my life, I mean. Anyway, let me know in your comments what you think. What do you think that did we deserve what we got, or do you think we at least should have got a draw? And we'll talk about it in the comments. You guys have a good day. Bye.